manipulation is not just a... Dota 2's ranking system is a mysterious labyrinth, a Pandora's box filled with controversies and suspicions. It's a world that's as fascinating as it is puzzling, a place where victories and defeats can often seem as much a product of unseen forces as they are of skill and strategy. For those who dare to venture into this enigmatic realm, they may find themselves asking some perplexing questions. Why do some games at the Immortal rank sometimes feel easier than those at the Archon level? Why do pro players at times defy conventional wisdom by not buying items like sticks and BKB, yet still manage to thrive? And what about the open AI bots that occasionally make their presence felt in pub games? Are they merely a harmless novelty, or do they hint at a deeper, more sinister manipulation at work? And then there's perhaps the most vexing question of all. Why do so many players find themselves stuck at the same rank year after year, despite their best efforts to climb the ladder? Is it simply a harsh testament to the brutal competitiveness of Dota 2? Or could it be a sign of something more troubling? The idea that Dota 2's ranking system could be rigged is not a new one. It's a theory that's been floated by frustrated players and curious observers alike. They point to the seemingly random fluctuations in game difficulty, the inexplicable actions of pro players, and the stubborn immobility of their rank as evidence of a hidden hand guiding the outcome of matches. But is there any truth to these suspicions? Could Valve, the creators of Dota 2, really be manipulating the game to keep players hooked, to keep the money flowing in? Is Dota 2's ranking system a sophisticated algorithmic casino where the house always wins and the players are kept in a perpetual state of hopeful anticipation? So, is Dota 2 really a fair game, or is it a rigged system that manipulates your rank and your gaming experience? This is a question that's as intriguing as the game itself, and it's one that we'll strive to answer as we delve deeper into the mysterious world of Dota 2's ranking system. To understand this, let's delve into the theory of Dota 2's algorithmic manipulation. Imagine Dota 2 as a grand claw game, the kind you'd find at an amusement park or in a bustling arcade. Each of us, the players, are drawn to the glinting prizes inside, the tantalizing promise of a higher rank, the thrill of a winning streak, the satisfaction of outsmarting opponents. The claw game is engrossing because it gives you a taste of victory, a whiff of triumph. You feel the claw, grip a prize, lift it, and for a moment, winning seems within your grasp. But then, the prize slips, and you're left with a hollow sense of defeat, yet you're not deterred. The near-miss experience fuels your desire to keep playing, to keep reaching for that elusive prize. Dota 2, believe it or not, operates in a similar fashion. It's not about paying to win, it's about winning algorithmically. It's about the game's complex system matching you against formidable opponents when you're on a winning streak, only to pair you with competent teammates when you're losing. This cyclical pattern of wins and losses, of highs and lows, keeps you invested. It's a steady drip of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter that keeps you hooked to the game. And what about those times when you're on a winning roll, only to suddenly be paired with players who seem more interested in disconnecting than playing the game? That, my friends, is the algorithm at work again. It's a balancing act, a way to ensure that you don't get too comfortable with your victories. But there's a catch. The only way to significantly increase your matchmaking rating, or MMR, is to handpick your teammates. Forming a committed team is essential, but that's easier said than done. Interestingly, it seems that if you invest enough time and money into Dota 2, the game rewards you with a temporary winning streak. The algorithm is subtly tweaked to keep you playing, and more importantly, to keep you paying. It's a business strategy after all. In fact, you may have noticed that a lot of players, including perhaps yourself, lost a significant amount of MMR last year. This was likely due to a sudden influx of highly skilled players joining the Dota 2 community from various events. The algorithm had to adjust, and as a result, many players found their rankings dropping. Ultimately, Dota 2 is free for a reason. The staggering $40 million prize pool during the internationals is just a small fragment of the game's total revenue. It's a game that's controlled not so much by the players, but by a complex, ever-evolving algorithm. Like a well-programmed casino, Dota 2's algorithm is designed to keep you playing, keep you hooked. But how does this manipulation truly impact your Dota 2 experience, you may ask? The effects of algorithmic manipulation ripple across the entire gaming landscape, transforming the experience for each player, regardless of rank or skill level. Firstly, consider the impact on rankings. The manipulation of the algorithm can lead to a situation where players are continually stuck at the same rank, or even experience a drop in their rank, despite their efforts to improve. This can be incredibly frustrating for players who invest time and energy into the game, only to find their progress stymied by an unseen force. The skewed matchmaking system is another result of this manipulation. Players are often matched with others who are not at their skill level. This can lead to games that are unbalanced and not enjoyable. It's like being a professional footballer suddenly forced to compete in a children's league. The challenge is absent, the thrill is missing, and the game loses its appeal. Moreover, the algorithmic manipulation contributes to the rise of Smurf accounts. Smurfing, or the act of a high-ranked player creating a new account to compete against lower-ranked players, is a significant issue in Dota 2. It disrupts the balance of the game and creates an unfair environment for less experienced players. The algorithmic manipulation can inadvertently encourage smurfing, as some players might choose to create Smurf accounts to bypass the manipulated matchmaking system and enjoy a more balanced gaming experience. Additionally, the manipulation affects the MMR, or matchmaking rating system, which is designed to ensure fair and balanced matches. However, with the alleged manipulation, the MMR system seems to be skewed. Players might find themselves in a never-ending cycle of winning and losing games, trapped in a system that is designed to keep them playing rather than fostering a fair competitive environment. The manipulation also impacts the overall competitiveness of the game. It creates a system where skill and strategy take a back seat, and the outcome of the match is more dependent on the whims of the algorithm than the abilities of the players. This can lead to a decrease in the overall quality of the game and diminish the value of skill and strategy. Finally, the algorithmic manipulation can affect the community spirit of Dota 2. When players feel that the game is rigged, it can lead to frustration and disillusionment. This can create a toxic environment, which can discourage players from participating in the game and the community. The algorithmic manipulation is not just a theory, its effects are tangible and can be felt by every Dota 2 player. Whether it's the frustration of being stuck at the same rank, the dissatisfaction of unbalanced matches, or the disappointment of a skewed MMR system, the impact of algorithmic manipulation is far-reaching. It's a silent puppeteer, pulling the strings behind the scenes, shaping the Dota 2 experience in ways that are often invisible but always influential. But why would Dota 2 do this? What's the hidden motive behind this manipulation? Well, the answers to these questions may be hiding in plain sight. The first motive, quite predictably, is financial. Dota 2, like most online games, is a business after all. It's free to play, but there are countless in-game purchases and upgrades that can make the game more enjoyable or give players an edge. By creating an environment where players feel they're just one win away from a higher rank, or one item away from a stronger character, Dota 2 keeps players hooked. It's like a carrot on a stick, always within sight but never within reach. The other motive is to keep players engaged. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, the anticipation of a close match, these are the emotions that keep players coming back for more. By manipulating the matchmaking algorithm, Dota 2 can create a roller coaster of emotions that is hard to resist. One moment, you're on top of the world, winning match after match. The next, you're on a losing streak, wondering what went wrong. It's a maddening cycle, but it's also addictive. But let's not forget about the international tournaments. With a staggering $40 million prize pool, these events are a major draw for players. The lure of such a massive reward can lead players to pour countless hours and dollars into the game, all in the hope of reaching that elite level of play. However, this manipulation is not just about controlling the game, it's about controlling the players. It's about creating a world where players feel they have control, but in reality, their actions and outcomes are largely dictated by an unseen algorithm. It's a world where players are both the consumers and the product, endlessly chasing a goal that always seems just out of reach. So, the next time you find yourself stuck in a seemingly unwinnable game, remember this: the game isn't rigged against you, it's rigged to keep you playing. And as long as you're playing, you're part of the system. The manipulation is not just about controlling the game, it's about controlling the players. Many of us are stuck in a rank trap, a vicious cycle that seems impossible to break. It's like being trapped in quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. This is the reality for many players, particularly those in the Crusader and Archon ranks. The reason? Algorithmic manipulation. You see, the Dota 2 ranking system is supposed to ensure fair play. It's supposed to match you with players of a similar skill level to create a balanced competitive game. But instead, it's creating a rank trap. A trap that keeps you stuck, unable to progress no matter how hard you try. Imagine being a Crusader or Archon player stuck at the same rank for years. You've honed your skills, mastered the heroes, and yet you're still stuck. You watch as your friends climb to higher ranks while you're left behind. It's frustrating, disheartening, and it makes you question your abilities. Now consider this. What if the problem isn't you? What if the game itself is rigged against you? When you're in the Crusader and Archon ranks, you're often pitted against accounts that originated from Ancient to Immortal. This disparity in skill level makes the game unbalanced and unfair. But when you get a chance to play in the Ancient, Divine, and Immortal brackets, you notice that the game is so much more enjoyable. The skill differences between players are less drastic. The games are more balanced. It's a stark contrast to the rank trap you've been stuck in. This is the harsh reality of the rank trap. It's not about your skill or your abilities. It's about an algorithm that's manipulating the game. An algorithm that's designed to keep you playing, to keep you striving for that elusive higher rank. It gives you a taste of victory, only to snatch it away, leaving you craving for more. The rank trap is not just a frustrating cycle, it's also a clever strategy. By keeping players stuck at a certain rank, the game ensures that they keep playing, hoping to break free from the trap. It leverages the human desire for achievement, for progress to keep players hooked. And it works. Despite the frustration, despite the seemingly insurmountable obstacle, players keep coming back. They keep trying to break free from the rank trap to prove that they're better than the rank they've been assigned. They keep playing, and in doing so, they keep the game alive. This is the power of algorithmic manipulation. It's not only about controlling the game, it's also about controlling the players. It's about creating a system that keeps players engaged, that keeps them striving for something that's always just out of reach. The rank trap is a harsh reality of Dota 2, a reality created by the very algorithm that's supposed to ensure fair play. But in the world of Dota 2, fair play is just an illusion, a mirage in the desert of ranks, and the rank trap, it's the sand that keeps pulling you under. The ELO rating system was supposed to ensure fair matchmaking, but Dota 2 seems to have deviated from this principle. The ELO rating system, named after its creator Arpad Elo, was originally designed for chess. It assigns a numerical score to each player that changes depending on the outcomes of games between players. The goal is to create a rating system that accurately represents a player's skill level and allows for fair matchmaking. In its purest form, the ELO rating system is a zero-sum game. If you win, you gain points and your opponent loses an equal amount. It's a system that rewards skill and consistency above all else. However, Dota 2 appears to have strayed from this principle. The game developers have introduced a variable into the matchmaking algorithm that seems to deviate from the ELO rating system's original intent. This variable, as we have come to understand it, pairs you with weaker players when you're performing well and stronger players when you're not doing as well. On the surface, it might seem like a clever way to balance the game and make matches more challenging, but let's dig a little deeper. This variable essentially punishes you for performing well and rewards you for performing poorly. You might find yourself stuck in a never-ending cycle of win, lose, never really able to climb the ranks despite your best efforts. It's like trying to climb a mountain, but every time you take a step forward, you're pushed 2 steps back. This deviation from the ELO rating system's original intent has serious implications for the game's ecosystem. It creates a frustrating experience for good players trying to climb the ranks, as their efforts are constantly undermined. It also creates a false sense of progression for lower-skilled players, as they are artificially boosted by the matchmaking system. Moreover, this deviation has the unintended effect of encouraging smurfing, an act where experienced players create new accounts to play against less experienced players, ruining the game experience for newcomers. That's because the matchmaking system is easier to manipulate with this variable in place. In trying to catch Smurfs, Dota 2 has unintentionally created a system that punishes good players trying to climb the ranks. It's a classic example of a solution creating more problems than it solves. The ELO rating system, in its original form, was meant to reward skill and consistency. By deviating from this principle and introducing a variable that appears to punish good play, Dota 2 has created a matchmaking system that feels inherently unfair. In trying to catch Smurfs, Dota 2 has unintentionally created a system that punishes good players trying to climb the ranks. So, what does the future hold for Dota 2's ranking system? As we've explored, it's clear the current system is riddled with algorithmic manipulations, creating a rank trap that many players find themselves stuck in. But, like the turning tides of a stormy sea, change is inevitable. The future of Dota 2's ranking system could see a shift towards a fairer and more transparent model. For instance, a system that is less reliant on algorithmic manipulations and more focused on the true skill level of players. This could mean a return to the roots of the ELO rating system, where matchmaking is determined purely by one's skill without the added variables that currently distort the system. But change isn't going to happen overnight. It's going to require a concerted effort from the developers to acknowledge the issues and take proactive measures to address them. This could involve more stringent measures to combat smurfing, a pervasive problem that skews the ranking system and creates an unfair playing field. The developers could also consider implementing a more dynamic ranking system that adapts to the evolving skill levels of players. This could mean more frequent recalibrations to ensure that players are always matched against others of similar skill levels. And let's not forget the role of AI in all of this. As we've seen, AI has the potential to both help and hinder the ranking system. In the future, we could see AI being used to create a more balanced matchmaking system, one that rewards skill and teamwork, rather than exploiting the weaknesses of players. Ultimately, the future of Dota 2's ranking system hinges on the developers' willingness to make these changes. It's about creating a fairer system that rewards skill and dedication, rather than relying on manipulative tactics to keep players hooked. Only time will tell if Dota 2 will address these issues and create a fairer ranking system. After all, in the end, it's all about the game and the thrill of the chase for that elusive win. It's time to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. We've journeyed through the mysterious world of Dota 2's ranking system, unraveled the theory of algorithmic manipulation, and felt the impact it has on our gaming experience. The hidden motive behind the manipulation is clear: to keep us playing, keep us hooked, and keep us spending. The tantalizing illusion of progress and achievement, much like the elusive soft toy in the claw machine, keeps us feeding the machine, hoping to finally win the prize. We've discovered the rank trap where many players find themselves stuck between Crusader and Archon, battling against accounts that originated from Ancient to Immortal. The skill differences in these games can be drastic, making the experience less enjoyable and more frustrating. This manipulation of matchmaking, this deviation from the ELO rating system, is not without consequence. It's not just about catching Smurfs, but also about adding unnecessary agony for good players trying to climb the ranks. The real ELO rating system only works when there is no external manipulation of matchmaking, something Dota 2 developers seem to have disregarded. We've also considered the future of Dota 2's ranking system. If the theory of algorithmic manipulation holds true, what does this mean for the game and its community? Does it diminish the sense of accomplishment when we finally rank up, knowing that it might be due to an algorithm rather than our skill level? Does it make the game less fun, less fair, less satisfying? In the end, the question remains: are we playing the game, or is the game playing us? It's a question worth pondering as we navigate the complex and often frustrating world of Dota 2. But regardless of the answer, one thing's for sure: we're a part of a grand game, perhaps even grander than we could have ever imagined.